This is Allison Bolshoi, contralto and opera singer, wishing everyone the best on Rock On Radio.
You didn't know I knew opera singers, did you?
You know everybody.
Well, that's from my days in the New York Philharmonic.
Uh-huh.
It goes way back
What,
to...
like UPS delivering to them?
No. I was... Oh, you think that's funny over there. I see.
You
Two
are
against
outnumbered.
one. That's right.
Yeah, he is.
No, think back. Because I've been seeing a lot of these. I've been
the
seeing a lot of my
1800s?
early career
Mm-hmm.
on social media lately.
Okay.
When Warner Brothers came to me and asked if they could use my image in a Bugs Bunny
For
cartoon
Elmer Fudd.
back in the 40s or 50s, whenever, 60s, I don't know, whatever
Exactly.
it was. The one where the opera singer was there and Bugs Bunny's got the glove up and the guy's singing and his like clothes are all falling off because he's been holding this note for like 5 minutes and then the amphitheater collapses.
That was,
That was
you.
modeled in my image, yes.
Oh, I see. I thought you were the frog.
Come on, my baby. Come on, my lover. Whatever the heck it is. Come on, my ragtime girl.
Oh, that's ragtime. That's not the Philharmonic. Sorry.
So,
Yes, is this back from then? So
anyway,
she's
as I was saying,
you interviewed her.
no.
No. Well, how'd you get this?
You didn't know I sang opera, did you?
You sang solo. So low we can't hear you.
Yeah. I was asked to sing Over the Hills of Far Away.
Stand by the window. I'll help you out.
That's it. Correct. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Rock On Radio. I am your operatic host, Danny Coleman. And as you hear in her usual form, rare form, is producer
Rare?
Claire. No, that's true. It's not rare. It's her usual form
This is
is
my
producer Claire.
Yes.
And we are here at the Two Tracks Studios of Deco Entertainment.
Yeah.
Woohoo! That's right. You heard that now. Two Track Studios
Yes.
of Deco
All right.
Entertainment.
Move on.
Yeah, amazing how we have to move past that stuff.
I'm usually busy the very first few that you do, so my brain is usually occupied.
You usually ignore me for the
Oh,
first
that
30
is true.
seconds or so of the program, which is
Tomato.
yeah, same thing. All right. So, anyway, welcome to Rock On Radio.
Yes.
Which is sponsored by Phoenix Art Supply and Framing of Doylestown, Pennsylvania, located on Route 611, otherwise known as Southeastern Road. The Schaefers, Jenny in particular, run a fantastic art supply and framing business, serving the Doylestown area and beyond for more than 40 years.
They're excellent.
O'Connor's American Bar and Grill of East Hampton, Mount Holly, New Jersey, the official caterers of Rock On Radio. The Jersey Shore Jazz and Blues Foundation, JSJBF.org. You can see all the fantastic things that the organization supports and what's going on, what's coming up, what's going out. Claire and I will be going out shortly, but that's another big announcement that'll be coming in March.
Woohoo.
We'll let you know about that.
I
And
have to be quiet until then?
No.
not till March.
Ay, ay, ay. Think I can keep a secret?
You can tell whoever you want.
All right.
Yeah, when we announce it, please promote it for us.
Yes.
We would appreciate that.
And you can say you've heard it first.
Right here.
That's right.
That's right. New Jersey Stage. Go to newjerseystage.com and check out their incredible coverage of the arts and entertainment scene all over the Garden State and beyond. We are very appreciative that Gary allows this show to air on New Jersey Stage's radio station, the Penguin Rocks.com,
Yeah.
same as we are for Deco Entertainment.
That's right.
who allows us to air our program here on DecoEntertainment.com. Which they actually probably should, since we do it from here. You think they might want to let us air it from here, but that's okay.
It's good.
Sinister Footwear. Go to sinisterfw.com and check out the incredible,
my
crazy, wild, and outrageous socks that our friend Tina has. And if you use the promo code DCR Socks, you get 10% off your order at checkout. Speaking of which, did you see the other day it was Susie Chapstick's birthday?
Yes, I did see that. Yeah, he looked really cute.
haven't-
She always posts his baby picture, which looks exactly like him.
I look just like my baby picture, no hair.
Shave.
Chubby.
Need a shave.
I needed a shave. It's like, oh, Finsta, baby. That's right. Babyface Finsta.
That's more who you are than the Philharmonic dude.
Think so?
Yeah,
Yeah, I got a cigar hanging out of my mouth.
Yeah, that's you.
How many times have I told baby not to play with the dirty money? Right.
The baby.
More Looney Tunes classics brought to you by Rock on Radio.
Would I throw this match into this?
That's
stuff
right.
I was in there.
Rocky
Oh,
was in there.
glory be to God! Would I throw this in there?
You might trap it.
Yeah,
You
you
might.
might, Travis. You might.
Now I forget where I was. I got all Looney Tuned out there.
It's not unusual. You were in footwear. Sinister Footwear.
Sinister Footwear.
Susie
Go to
Chapstick.
sinisterfw.com and use the promo code DCR Socks for 10% off. Dee Dee's Lights. I had lunch with Dee Dee
Nice.
the other day.
Good. What's her
And-
new flavor? Or scent or
Well,
whatever?
I went a little manly this time.
Did you? More manly than sandalwood?
Well, that's kind of womanly, isn't it?
Nope.
Sandalwood?
No.
Sexy man
Nope.
stuff.
That's it. See?
What?
Do.
I thought that was sandalwood.
Sexy man
Yeah.
stuff.
I liked it. I picked it. but
That's why I thought it was feminine. I mean, it's very aromatic.
it is. But usually it's very manly.
Well, this one is called.
I was picking it in honor of you.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because it's you. It's Danny Coleman's Rock on
Suddenly
Radio.
you're honoring me. Yeah, it was.
I mean, it is Danny Coleman's Rock on Radio. It's not like, if I had picked lilac, it really wouldn't have gone.
Well,
Sandalwood goes. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm with
See?
you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this one
No, nice. You picked.
is called like lounge or something. I'm serious. It's something like that. It's a
Lounge
kind of like a
lizard.
men's cologne.
Oh, nice.
So
So is sandalwood, just to let you know.
well, apparently,
Yeah, where are we? What do you mean? Yes, sandalwood is a men's cologne.
Bruce.
All right, we'll behave. All right, go ahead. Carry on.
I'm tough. I can
Yes,
take it.
you
I
can.
was married once.
Lounge.
I'm tough. So, anyway, but the design.
lounge singer.
Wait till you see the new design of the
Ooh,
candles from
okay.
Dee Dee. Right?
Good.
Dee Dee and I met at McClune's
Downstairs.
Robinson Ale House, the downstairs venue, which actually has a correlation to our guest this evening.
That's
As well.
right.
So see how I segued that right into the other thing? But we had lunch, as always. We met for lunch at like 1 o'clock, and I don't know, I didn't get home till like 8 or whatever the heck it was. But now, actually, I was getting ready to add parking because I had been there for like over 2 hours, and she's like, "Well, I really got to run."
Bye.
So once the cops let me go, everything was fine. Nah, Dee Dee knows. Dee Dee knows I love her very much, and she is creating our candles once again. And this is a really cool design on this one,
Nice.
and I think you will find it quite. And the candle has accoutrements with it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Such as
Matches?
it's got it.
Exciting.
Yes, it comes with matches.
There you go.
And it's got a little opening device that comes with it as well.
Ooh, Look at you. Nice.
Yep. I spared no expenses with your money, Claire.
You wish.
You better check your wallet because when you weren't looking, I took your debit card. By the way, here it is.
I don't have a debit card, so
Yeah,
I'm
right.
safe.
So, not anymore. Dee Dee has it. But yeah, so that they will be over sometime, probably before we go to on the road
on the road
in
road
March. We
again.
will we'll probably have some new candles.
Excellent.
So that's that. Asbury Park Vibes, correct. AsburyParkVibes.com. Diane and Doug run a fantastic podcast, as well as they have like 15 or 16 photographers that are associated with Asbury Park Vibes. If you are an entertainer or a solo artist, a realtor, somebody in theater, anybody you need headshots, you need a bio, press releases, anything, go to AsburyParkVibes.com and make sure you tell them that Rock On Radio sent you. Speaking of AsburyParkVibes.com, a month or so ago, I saw this really cool article about Diane
Okay.
from Asbury Park Vibes. And I was like, wow, that was really neat. So after the article was released, several days later, I get an email from a gentleman named Eric. Not my pet fish Eric, but Eric.
You have a pet
And
fish,
Eric, well, for all the Monty Python people out there. So Eric,
I go, what?
Eric reached out to me and said, Diane from Asbury Park Vibes, Diane DeMemo, recommended I be one of these people
Oh, tag you're it.
for a Canvas Rebel interview, which is an online magazine.
Oh, very cool.
And my article came out the other day, actually.
Oh, yay.
So if
On
you go to
Facebook?
Canvas Rebel or go to our Facebook page, which I think I have to put it up on the radio show
shared it.
page. But
Did I share it? I think I shared
I
it.
don't know. Did you to the radio show page?
I thought I was going to. I don't know if I got that far.
Well, either way, if you go to Danny Coleman's Rock On Radio 2 on Facebook, the number 2, you'll be able to read the article, and it's really kind of cool. It's my outlook on following your passion and taking risks and
Nice.
all that fun stuff.
Yay.
So, many thanks to Diane for setting that up for us.
Yay.
And we have, that's it? That's the last one? I thought I
Well-
was missing somebody. But yeah, correct. Oh. Lillipie's of Princeton, located at 301 North Harrison Street, inside the Princeton Shopping Center. Jen makes us hand grenades of happiness, and we eat them till we explode. I think we should probably take them on the road trip and offer them up to the people as like, you know, like if aliens
offering.
landed on Mars, we come in peace.
We bring you lullabies.
We bring you lillipies. That's right.
But then don't call them hand grenades of happiness because they may think they're, weapons.
Point. I mean, I like the name Hand Grenades of Happiness, except in tying
peace
it in with
off-
the aliens and
Peace
possibly a
offerings.
misunderstanding. Just a thought.
You earth creatures make me very angry.
Anyway, Lillipie's of Princeton, located at 301 North Harrison Street, Princeton, New Jersey.
Yes.
And at the happy hour last week, our newest partnership went
Ooh,
over
how was it?
spectacularly
Nice.
well.
Good.
There were samples of Danny Coleman's
Oh, did they?
Rock On Radio Stay,
Stay
Puft
Puft
Marshmallow
Marshmallow?
Stout. And in the final prize I gave away, there were
Coasters?
tchotchkes from
Oh,
Tyndall Road Brewing, who we
Very
have partnered
cool.
with.
nice.
And we have she had given me a beanie and some magnets and some bottle openers and keychains and all that
Wow.
kind of stuff. So I put all of that
Very cool.
inside the usual Rock On Radio prize pack, which is also includes some treats from SDM Creations. So, Frida
Yes.
at the Knot, that's her daughter is
Yes.
the purveyor of SDM Creations.
Yes,
so it was
I
great.
did. I know that.
So that's that. So we look forward to actually February 23rd. So next Sunday, the 23rd,
Yes.
we have the Great Bordentown Chili Cook-Off.
Dun, dun, dun. So who won the Old Town Pubs one?
I don't know.
But you're going up against them.
No.
Oh, wasn't that the Chick Cook-Off?
No.
I thought it was like the two top people, like, and then you had to.
For years, I used to enter the Hob
Oh, it's the Hob.
Chili
Oh, I
Contest.
thought it was.
And the Hob got its name because if you look at a map, it is the direct heart of Bordentown, right in the middle.
Gotcha.
So, the Hob Tavern used to have between the Super Bowl, the NFC champ or the championship weekend and the Super Bowl, there's always a week off. So, in order to promote business, they would have a chili cook-off.
Gotcha.
And the first 3 or 4 years I entered,
You won.
I won. And after that, they stopped sending me emails.
Give
But I
someone
know
else a chance.
I know the owner, and that's fine. But so I kind of figured, all right, I'll give it. That's my sign to give it a break, and which was fine. So when Marcy at Tyndall Road Brewery asked me if I would be interested in, she goes, I wonder, with that week between I was like, look, a lot of places have chili cook-offs. I said, but I know that the Hob always used to have one, but I haven't seen anything about it in the last few years. So I don't know if Mary at the Hob is still doing them or not. To which Marcy said, oh, I don't know. I'll ask her. I said, yeah, well, I don't know if you want to compete with them or not, but she's like, that don't bother us. Okay. Meaning both of them, Mary and her, because they're very friendly. So the next day, Marcy gets back to me and says, yep, the Hob's having their contest, but that's okay. We're going to have our own. Because we, meaning her and Mary at the Hob, decided that they're going to take their top 3 winners, and we're going to take the top 3 winners from the Tyndall Road Brewery Chili Contest,
Make sure they're not the same.
and we're going to have a chili off.
That way everybody gets
So,
publicity.
right. And I think this year it's actually at Tyndall Road,
Oh, nice.
which is kind of cool.
That's cool.
So that'll be February 23rd. I think it's at, she posted an event for it. I want to say 1
I'll share it
o'clock,
out. I'll share it.
1 or 2, but either way, that's where I will be.
It's
It's
just
in the
a
Road Brewery located at 102 Farnsworth Avenue in Bordentown, New Jersey.
Is this a family recipe? Is this your own recipe? What's the story?
It's my own
Your own personal
recipe, yeah.
All right.
Now, in full disclosure, I had seen my ex-wife had given me, what time?
2
2
to
o'clock.
5.
2 p.m. Okay. My ex-wife, when right before her and I got married, one of her friends, who was also her bridesmaid, gave me a book called His Turn to Cook. And in that book is a recipe that's for a Devil's Delight chili. So essentially, I looked at it and I was like, okay, I like the meat selection, and I like the fact that they don't use cumin, and I like the fact that there's bacon, and I like all these beans. All right, I'm going to try it. So I took that recipe, basically used what I just said, and then added all my own stuff.
Gotcha.
So I got the idea from the book, but the chili is mine
Gotcha.
type
Cool.
of deal. So, correct.
All right, I'm sharing it out there.
Oh, thank you.
Crock on.
And how can they find out about us,
They
Claire?
go to dcror.com, which is the short link for Danny Coleman's rockonradio.com.
All right. Well, now I said before we get to our guest, I said that I had seen.
Oh, you're going to read something to me.
Oh yeah, I got to read this to you because
Once upon a time.
I find this to be quite humorous, actually.
Oh, no.
And I had it pulled up, but I moved on from it and forgot to go back before we started. So here we go. This is it right here. And I find this very funny because Loretta Winery, which is around the corner from
Me.
your area where you live is having their wine and chocolate weekend.
Oh, because of Valentine's Day.
February 14th and 15th, right?
Right.
So yesterday, today, right? So it says and it lists what's going on, and it has the music that is going to be
Who's
there
playing, right.
on Saturday, and it has the music that's going to be there that was there today, February 16th.
Right.
Are you ready?
Sure.
This acoustic solo performer plays a mix of classic rock and original music, strong vocals and guitar style that's been described as sweet wine to bourbon.
Was it Rick Winnow?
Bingo!
How do we know this?
Rick Winnow.
Rick Winnow.
Our buddy Winnow.
He'll spin anything.
Now, I have yet to harass him about that. But
He plays Loretta all the time too.
and
so.
it's and the I spoke to him via text message this morning.
Okay.
Because Chuck Schaefer reached out to me about he's looking for open mics in the Parsippany,
Oh yeah.
or not Parsippany, the Morristown, Whippany
Right.
area
Just close
of
enough to
Jersey for
Parsippany.
some reason.
Right.
And he asked me if I knew of any up there. So I said, let me
Oh.
reach out to Winnow because he
Yeah. he's
plays
up
and
there.
lives up in that area.
Yeah.
And then I open this up and I see this, and I'm like, oh, this is like 8 hours too late. What the heck's going on here? So, but I knew.
That's accurate though, and that's appropriate for Valentine's weekend to sound all.
Sweet wine?
It's a winery. What else are they
And
gonna
you
say?
got the wine and the bourbon, so for the ladies
Yeah,
and the men. Come on.
Exactly.
Covering all the bases.
He is. That's usually what Rick does. He covers all the bases.
Yeah. I kept. All right. I'm not even gonna go there.
But I did figure that out. That was good. Kudos to
So
you.
yeah, so that's that. So Rock On Radio, yeah, on Facebook, Danny Coleman's Rock On Radio 2, the number 2. Instagram is at Rock On Radio, all one word, all capital letters. Now, our guest this evening,
Yes.
We-
Woohoo.
she has won. No, not once, but I think you've won it twice. The chance to co-host with us, right? And but she is actually here not to co-host.
So she's still
she
owed.
she
to
pishawed
co-hosting.
that. She said, "I am here to be your guest."
That's right. Which is even better.
And she is one of my favorite people on the planet. She is the very talented, statuesque, and vivacious Sharon Lasher.
I like that intro. Thank you. Very nice.
What's happening, baby?
Well, I'm here on the radio with you, so life is good.
Yes.
Woohoo is
Little
right.
banter with
See?
you and Claire, we're good.
What do you think
Join
of these
in
digs,
anytime.
huh?
I love the rugs, I must say.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Sure beats a haunted church, don't you think?
I don't know. Kind of like haunted churches. Something about haunted churches.
Well, when you said digs, I thought you meant mine.
The
Digging
dig.
you. Yeah.
The other kind of dig.
The other kind
this
of dig,
way.
not the
This way.
I get that. I
In
understand.
case you didn't understand.
He's hung out with me long enough. Yes, these are nice digs.
Oh, now
Not
they're
as-
digs.
Not as nice as my digs. So.
Think it's easy, Lasher? You see what I have to deal with week in and week
I
out?
can mute you.
Keeping you on your toes. That's a good thing.
Speaking of which,
Oh gosh,
wait, are you ready for this, Sharon?
I think I am.
I don't even think you are.
I think I'm ready.
I have neuropathy in my feet and hands. Okay, which due to a back injury years ago, I haven't felt my feet since January of 09.
Swell.
So it's been 14 years.
Hey, listen,
right?
we could take this whole hour up going back and forth.
No, right?
Okay, you want to hear about which accent you want to hear about? 2014 or 16 or we're back to 1984. Which one do you want to know?
Well, I'm going to tell you about. So this morning, I had telephoned her to talk about the show tonight and what we're going to do for next week, as I will be away in Florida this coming week, so normally we can't record it. So I telephoned her to see what's going on, and I had looked down at my bare feet because I had just gotten dressed, was about to put shoes on, and I looked down at my bare feet, and I noticed that the toe next to my big toe is broken. It's purple, it's blue, it's yellow. I can't even see the nail. It's swollen. I'm like,
And you don't remember how that happened.
He can't
well-
feel his feet.
now, normally, if I had been out drinking, I would say, oh, well, But I can't feel my feet. So I've narrowed it down to a couple of things where it may have happened. Like I dropped my golf bag on my feet, on my foot, and a Victrola on my foot.
That would be poetic justice.
The Victrola.
Yeah.
Because everybody just
Wait a
carries
minute,
around
is
a
it the
Victrola.
Is it the little teal, blue, green box this big? Because that's what I have. Victrola.
No, this is like a 1915 mahogany
Oh,
wood.
the big wooden, yeah, with the crank on the side. I see.
Correct. So,
Yowza, Thomas
so I have a
Edison.
1910 and now I have a 1915, courtesy of Randy Now at Randy Now's Man Cave. So I went to pick it up so that and so that I could get my fingers underneath it. And I was going to put my foot under there so that I could just lift it up that way. But because of my neuropathy in my hands, I dropped it, and it landed on my toe. And I'm thinking it was either that or the golf bag. Either way, I got one toe. It's like that old Sesame Street. Which of these things doesn't belong here?
Not like the others.
Right. So,
Interesting.
exactly.
Yeah, that was fun.
Correct.
I'm like, I'm
So
at
that's
work.
that. So you, I was talking about you just last week, and I was saying, gosh, who was it? I can't remember who I was talking to, but I said, "Well, Sharon Lasher is coming on the show next week." And I used to love that band name, Lasher and the Flashers.
Yeah.
That's it, baby. That's right.
Well, now you've got
Do you know where that came from? Because I did not make that up.
no, I do not.
So, was working on a trio for Light of Day, maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago, something 10 or 11 years ago. And it was Paul of Rutan on bass, because I've been singing with him a long time, and John Fernandez. So that was our trio.
Oh,
Oh, no kidding.
yeah.
So
Okay.
we're rehearsing at John's house, and I had just been, Sharon Lasher, this and that. So I'm like, but we need a trio name. I don't want it just to be me. I want a trio name. And so we went around with all kinds of funny things. We were laughing, and John says, Lasher and the Flashers. And we start laughing, and his eyeballs light up. He runs upstairs and gets his son, who's a photographer and an artist, and he's taking photos, and he makes this whole stuff up. So that's how it started. And for that year, we were at the Wonder Bar for the blues show on the side stage, and they wore trench coats,
Oh, that's great.
sunglasses, and a fedora. They rolled their pants up and had black socks and black shoes on.
That's awesome.
The Flashers. And that was all John Fernandez, okay?
Great. Oh my gosh.
And then I tried to switch it afterward, because I was like, I felt a little silly, but they're like, no, it's catchy. Everybody laughs, but they remember, and everybody
Oh,
talks
yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
So-
Look, I'm talking about it.
Right. So I kept it as Lasher and the Flashers, and it does. I get all kinds of responses. Everybody laughs, but they all remember,
Yeah.
and they all talk about it. So John Fernandez,
Yeah. Yeah.
well done.
John Fernandez, I love that guy. I really do.
Great blues
I
guitar
love John.
player.
Yeah.
Great
And-
blues guitar player.
And I really, really love the dynamic between him and Kim.
Yeah.
Right?
They're so cute.
So
They're great together.
Yeah. They are.
not this year, but last year I emceed a benefit on the boardwalk in Point Pleasant at Martell's, I guess, or
Sure,
Jenks,
probably.
one or the other.
Probably
I can't
Martell's on the
remember. Anyways, it was a miserable rainy night, and so it kept attendance down, and it was April, so it wasn't really that warm yet. And the incinerators do this blistering set, right? Kimmy got up and joined them and sang a couple tunes like she always does. And John, afterwards, they're standing there, and we're waiting for the rest of the band to get off stage, and this guy comes over to John. I don't remember who it was. And he looks at John and says, John, you never disappoint. Or you never disappoint. And Kimmy is sitting right there, and without hesitation, she blurts out, "Oh, just wait a minute or two. I'm sure he'll he'll take care of that."
Nice.
Oh, and I started rolling, and John looked at her, and he started laughing. But that's just John. He's such an easygoing, comedic,
Well, he has the really, really bad dad jokes going on Facebook. Okay. So I have to mock him with some regularity. And then when I find really, really bad dad jokes, I send them to him and say that they're better than his really bad dad jokes. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, what you've got going on now is no joke.
True.
Right.
True.
Woo, yeah.
You've decided to do something that I've seen done by only one other person in the past. Lisa Sherman had something similar, but you're taking it to a different level, so to speak. So
Well,
go ahead.
It's hard to talk about going to a different level when you're talking about Lisa Sherman because she's as good as it gets. Okay, I have known her for more than a dozen years. We're very friendly, but I look up to her. Truly, she's my idol. I think she's probably the most talented female singer in the state of New Jersey. She, and her credentials, check, they show that. But more importantly, I love her voice. I love her manner. She's a really super person. But what I'm doing is, this has been a long, long time in the making. So I actually this is called my Rate Ronstadt retrospective. Bonnie Raitt, Linda Ronstadt retrospective. Before COVID, I had just a Linda Ronstadt show, and we were taking it on the road. We actually headlined the Red Bank Guinness Festival a few years back, and then COVID hit, so it kind of shut us down, and things just morphed in a different way. But the Bonnie Raitt is what I've been looking for since I'm 15 years old. My brother I just turned 15, and that Christmas, I got Home Plate, Bonnie Raitt's third album, as a Christmas present. And it literally, it sounds corny, but I mean it. It changed my life. Because back then, at that time in 8th and 9th grade, it was Build Me Up Buttercup. It was Afternoon Delight and ABBA, for God's sake, please. But learning all those harmonies on the radio, that's really what was available. And then my brother, I have brothers like 2 years older than me. So I was exposed to all kinds of different music, but this just spoke to me. And even though I was only 15 and I was, still beating up the boys and playing sports, and I didn't really know what she was talking about, what she was singing about, but there was some real serious stuff that she was singing about. I figured I would figure it out, but it just completely touched me. So she has been such a huge influence in my musical life. And I've always wanted to do a Bonnie Raitt show. And bringing up Lisa, so that's about a dozen years ago when Lisa and I were friends, and I was putting together just a Bonnie Raitt show. And all of a sudden, she posted that she's doing one. I'm like, well, okay. First of all, we're friends. We're in the same community, so that's that. And, I wouldn't function that way. Wouldn't try to step on anybody's toes. So I had to put that on the back burner for a while. And I went to see Lisa's show, and it was terrific. So fast forward, it's just finally come back around again. Yay. And my band is, it's just incredible. I have such an amazing band. P.K. Lavengood and Paul of Rutan have been flashers, for a lot of years. They've been with me for a good long time, and we've really been enjoying doing our rock and roll, lots of variety. Sometimes Paul and I do upright bass and vocals only on standards. But this is getting back to what I really want, is the music from the 70s that really influenced me and my desire to perform, my desire to sing, my desire to interpret music. Songwriting is new for me. It's something I'm just getting involved in. Actually, I've done it a lot, but on my own. I have bits and pieces and songs, but I've never shared it with anybody because I'd like to collaborate. I don't feel that's not my area of confidence. My area of comfort is singing, and I'm very comfortable with that. But I went out to California this summer to Rodney Crowell's songwriting camp with Sarah Jarosz and Mary Gauthier, who's her songwriting and what she had to share was amazing. Amy Helm, just lots of great writers. So I'm trying to, expand my repertoire, expand my knowledge and my work. But I really feel like my strength is interpreting music and listening to beautiful songs and finding the emotion in that to share. So Bonnie Raitt and Linda Ronstadt, I mean, you can't get any more beautiful and touching than the span of 5 decades of the music that they have to offer. So I'm thrilled to be able to go through that five decade span. And quite frankly, I'd like to. It's a 2-hour show. I'd like to be a 4-hour show. It's very difficult to narrow down these amazing songs from these 2 women and curate a set list and go, well, what about that one? But there's 5 more over here, but there's not enough time to get them all into the show. So I'm just thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled. And our first show, well, we had a sold-out show for Light of Day 3 weeks ago at the Wonder Bar. It was the middle of the afternoon. I was worried that it was after Bruce was at Red Bank. So people don't go to bed till 2 in the morning, and my show was at 1:20 in the afternoon. So I was afraid I'd have like 20 of my girlfriends there and nobody else. The Wonder Bar was packed, sold out. They were turning people away. The crowd loved the show. I mean, I know we've got a good product, but I was really overwhelmed with the response. And these weren't my 20 girlfriends. This was the Germans and the Swedes and all the people who come for Light of Day. So we did a 40-minute set.
That's awesome.
That was our first, out with the show, and the response was fantastic. So March 20th at McClune Supper Club in Asbury Park on the Boardwalk, we will be doing our full Raitt Ronstadt retrospective. And again, we're starting with the first albums, and we're coming. So, Linda Ronstadt's first hit would have been Different Drum, 67, I think.
Yes.
Right. So, and I love that song. Just love it. So we'll be doing all those original, starting at the first albums and kind of working through. And sometime in the future, I will also break it out and do just a Bonnie Raitt show so I could do all the deep cuts. And that I want to do like in a listening room, like Danny Clinch's studio, smaller places where real Bonnie Raitt lovers who really know those deep cuts will get into it, because I just want to do it all. I want to start the first album and do every song. That'll take me a week and a half to work my way through.
That's awesome.
Now you mentioned 2 things right off the bat. It's not odd or corny or weird to say that a record or music changed your life, because the same exact thing happened to me at the age of 12.
What was yours?
Led Zeppelin 4.
There you go.
And it was, I too, the AM radio hits. That's what I would wake up to every morning with my alarm clock.
Mm-hmm. Was music, not a buzz.
Nope, was
music.
music.
Yep.
And it was Starland Vocal Band, Afternoon Delight. It was King Harvest, Dancing in the Moonlight. It was, what else? Heartbeat, It's a Love Beat by the DeFranco family.
Oh, my goodness.
This is the stuff that was on AM radio
That's right.
at the time. And when my cousin, who was years older than me, handed me Led Zeppelin 4 for my 12th birthday, and I opened it up, and I'm looking at the cover with the guy with a bundle of sticks on his back, and I'm like, what the heck is this? And
Odd looking, yeah.
And I turned it on, and I was like, okay, it's interesting. And then by the time I listened to the whole album, and I heard, When the Levee Breaks is the last cut on side B. I was hooked. And like Walter says, I've had lead poisoning since I was 12 years old.
There you go.
So I get that. Matter of fact, that very statement actually has been has been kind of a bone of contention for me over the last week or so, where people that are very dear and near to me struggle to understand my passion for music and radio and so on and so forth. And that's okay. They don't have to understand it. And nobody will. That's like you or I, matter of fact, in the Canvas Rebel, thank you. Rebel's a casino in Atlantic City. The Canvas Rebel interview, I talked about, unless you're a musician or an artist of some sort, you don't understand the passion and sacrifices that are required to be one. And I will get back to that in a second, because we've got a phone call coming in right now from Allie Colleen. Hello, Allie. How are you?
Hello, how are you doing? Good evening.
I am fantastic. It seems like I just talked to you.
I know. Long time no talk. How you been?
We are very happy to have you calling Rock On Radio. My producer Claire is here.
Hey, Allie.
And
Hi, Claire.
And our guest in studio is Sharon Lasher.
Hello
Hi,
there.
Miss Sharon.
How are you, Allie?
Well, how are you?
Great, thank you.
We are fantabulously tastic.
Oh, my.
Fantastic. I'm glad to hear it.
It's a new one.
So we are here in the 2-track studios of Deco Entertainment because we because they are doing a show that it's your show. They are promoting at the New Hope Winery on March 2nd at it's a 6:00 show.
Ooh, nice.
With another Deco artist and very good friends of ours, Southpaw, as the opener.
They're awesome too.
So
yeah.
We are so excited. Southpaw has been putting it on their story, and so I was actually looking at their Instagram today and kind of checking them out. So it's going to be a good show. I'm excited.
Oh, okay. So you and I were talking a little earlier today about your music in general, and although it appears that you are a country artist, you quickly straightened me out and told me essentially you are a country artist with an edge.
Ooh.
A rock and roll edge.
We are trying to blaze a trail through the outlaw country world. We are doing our best. We're trying.
All right, so tell us about it. Tell us about your music. Tell us about the EP you have coming out. Go ahead. The world is your oyster, my friend.
So I have 2 older siblings, and so they were always bringing like the music into the house when we were younger, and so you're always listening to like your older siblings' music. And my oldest sibling Taylor would always bring in like this really cool stuff like Evanescence. Yeah. And listen to a lot of like 3 Days Grace, and I will die on that hill with Nickelback, you guys. I love them so much, and just like cool stuff, very alternative stuff. And then my middle sibling August was always bringing in kind of this really cool pop stuff, liked all the new pop stuff, and always introduced me to kind of like the newer pop stuff that was coming out at the time, like the Jonas Brothers and those kinds of things. So it was very different. And then I loved the country music that my dad was playing in the house, and it was always just usually 2 albums between Randy Travis and James Taylor, and they were just like stories, and so I just fell in love with just this like absolute witch brew of music that I loved so much. And the first album that we ever put out, I think really showcased Allie as a songwriter. And I think really showcased Allie as a songwriter with an acoustic guitar, writing these songs with an acoustic guitar kind of thing. And then since I put that album out, I've just been really trying to test this world of like melodies. And as soon as I got this song called Halos and Horns, I was just so obsessed with how powerful it was, and I just want to be Amy Lee so bad, and I want to be Amy Lee of country, and I never knew what that was until I got to do a song called Halos and Horns. And then I was like, this is it, you guys. Like, this is what my live show has been missing. This is what, like, I look forward to every set is this song. And so sonically, that was a really big framework for us. And I think that was kind of what put us in this outlaw direction. Very similar to like a Hardy or anything like that. I grew up also on like all the pop punk stuff with Paramore and Everlife and those kind of like MySpace bands. So if I could be like the female Hardy of country, oh my goodness, you guys, I think I'd be the coolest kid on the planet.
MySpace bands. You remember MySpace?
Oh, I got grounded because of MySpace.
Uh-oh.
I was not supposed to have one.
You weren't sending Tom love letters or anything, were you? Remember Tom?
Tom would have been lucky, sir.
Yes, he would.
I do remember Tom.
He was your first friend on MySpace, Tom.
I know, and I very distinctly remember like that not being the case with Facebook, right? I was like, well, I mean, Zuckerberg's not my friend on Facebook. What is going on?
That's right.
True.
Zuckerberg didn't care. That's right. So you've got you've got an EP coming out on February. Is it?
Yes, 21st.
21st, right? All right.
Yes, sir.
So tell us about that a little bit.
So this is kind of we've been putting out singles since the first album, honestly, really just due to budget, to be honest. Like, as an independent artist, I put out what I've been able to afford to put out so far. And so what that means is there's always these songs that don't ever make it because they're not the commercial one, or they're not the one that is like the most relatable. And I understand that. But there's this whole other world for me as a songwriter that I've been living in for the last year where there hasn't been a commercial aspect of my life. I haven't really been writing to relate for the last year. I've just been writing for me. And there's a couple songs that came out of that I'm just really, really proud of. And so I think social media these days is always pushing us to find new followers. Every time I make a post, my first analytic that I'm shown is new followers that were gained from that post kind of thing. And I think it has really made me for the last year forget the people that have followed me literally since I played at a barbecue shop when I was 14. And so I wanted to put out a project that was maybe for the people who have followed me for a long time, who maybe wanted to learn a little bit about Allie. And that is what the Sincerely EP is that comes out on the 21st. And I'm really, really proud of it.
Oh, nice. Wait a minute. You played a place called the Barbecue Shop?
It wasn't even called the barbecue shop. It just was a barbecue shop. It was called Trails End, and it was my first waitressing job. And I was 15, and I would waitress during the week, and then I would come in and I would sing on the weekends. And it was my first paid gig as a singer. I didn't even have a microphone or a speaker or anything because they wouldn't let me use it because I would be too loud at that point. So, because it wasn't bigger than my kitchen. And it's funny, I just went back home a couple months ago. And I went to go pick up some barbecue for my family, and my old boss came out and he goes, "Your dad said that you were going to sing for the food tonight. Is that true?" And I said, "Sir, you cannot afford me anymore. Absolutely
Oh,
not."
that's good.
No.
Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah, I would, but I don't want to be too loud.
I said, "Will you give me a microphone?" He goes, "Absolutely not." I said, "No."
Oh, fantastic. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Well, one of the things you did tell me about the March 2nd gig at the New Hope Winery is that your band, that you can kick it out a little bit as far as volume goes. So go ahead.
We're a little loud, and I'm a potty mouth, you guys. It's bad. My very first song is called Outlaw. It's very explicit, but it's just supposed to make you feel cool. It's just supposed to make you feel like the man, right? We're not speaking out of hate. We're not saying nothing rude. We're just being the man. So we play a lot of really heavy stuff, not even heavy stuff, but people are surprised maybe who have followed me on social media who have just heard acoustic covers or acoustic promotions or if you've seen me, I still have a Broadway gig. We talked about that today, Danny, and I still have a Broadway gig here in town where I just play for 3 hours acoustic sets, covers. And so maybe someone just has seen me like that. And so if you've never seen us with a band, we're a little louder. We're a lot more fun. I love my band. They're family members of mine at this point. And so I'm really excited to bring them with me to New Hope.
Well, great.
Awesome.
That's that's very cool. It also kind of makes the traveling interesting, I'm sure.
Oh, it's so fun. I mean, we smell collectively, like as a group. It's hot. Yeah.
Nice.
No, it's so fun. My little brother travels with me, and then I have a front of house girl who's like my rock. She's like the girl of the band with me. And then we got some boys. We got a guitar player and a bass player and a drummer. And then my manager Bev is always with us, and she's kind of like the captain of the absolute circus that we have. So
She commands the rudderless ship like Claire does here on Rock On Radio.
I don't know. I feel like we are usually reeling Bev in. We're usually like, Bev, come on. Bev's the partier of all of us. Don't let her fool you.
Oh, really? Because her emails were all professional and everything, and so that's good to know.
That's because you haven't been emailing her when I'm with her. We are tragic together.
Well, again, March 2nd, and the other Deco Entertainment artist, Southpaw, will be opening the show for you. You're gonna like them. They're very good people.
Yeah, they're great.
Like I said, I saw their socials. They're really sweet. So if your listeners, if you guys don't already follow Southpaw, I follow them on Instagram now. And again, I'm looking forward to getting to see them live with us.
And they also they're pretty funny the way they interact with each other. I know on here it's very hard to keep them under control. They're more out of control than I usually am. So, but they put on a great show, and they're funny people, and they're nice people, and I think it's going to be a great compliment to.
It sounds like it's going to be a great night. I'm going to be there. Danny, you're going to be there, right? You told me that today.
I hope so. I hope so.
Southpaw's going to be there. Ladies, you going to be there?
I might be there.
We might be there March 2nd.
Where is it?
The New Hope Winery, Sharon, over and just outside of New Hope. Hence the name.
I'm a Jersey girl. So.
Sharon, I don't know what that means, but I'm an Oklahoma girl. I'm gonna be
You don't
there.
know what it means to be a Jersey girl?
You'll find out though.
Whoa.
It's
No,
the best. We don't pump gas.
There's no
Well-
context in my life where I would
For
know what
Jersey?
it means to be a
Oh,
Jersey
man.
girl.
Allie,
Wait, you got to get here, sister. You got to get here.
yeah, I'll save you though, Allie, because I'm gonna have a feeling if Lasher teaches you what it's like to be a Jersey girl, you
That's
could be
the
in
best
trouble.
it can be, honey. That's as good
can't
as
I
get
want
better.
I'm the
Sharon
real
to
deal.
be the master class.
I am the
Exactly.
real deal.
Allie,
Yeah.
Sharon
You
had.
drop me off with Sharon, I'll find my way home.
That's
Sha-
it.
well,
You'll
you
be
could
home.
both be in trouble. Sharon has a band called Lasher and the Flashers. So
Oh, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be
I'll
fine.
tell you what,
as long
Allie.
as Beverly's with us too, we're gonna be absolutely not fine.
Well, I'll tell you what. You follow me and I'll follow you. We'll share all of our information. That's what we'll do.
I'll follow you anywhere but home, Sharon. Let's go.
Well, no, listen. I have lots
and
of champagne
I can be
parties.
easily persuaded.
I have a lot of champagne parties at my house, so you might want to follow me.
Ooh, all right, you sold me. I'll follow you home too.
As soon as the
There you go.
weather gets nice, there'll be. I have a big garden, and we have the fire pit going, and champagne parties.
can I
Well, heck, I want to be a Jersey girl.
Exactly. You don't pump gas.
Wow.
That's it.
can I come there and
Wow.
As soon
Only
as
place.
yeah.
No boys allowed.
No boys allowed.
what? I want to go there and smoke cigars and drink bourbon.
Oh no, there's
No,
it's
boys
a
allowed.
co-ed party. It's a co-ed party. Oh yeah.
Oh, it is.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
I mean, that's what I do.
And
at-
I call it a champagne party, but we have whatever you'd like. You're
Okay.
welcome, or water, or whatever makes you happy.
Thank you.
But
There
I'll be
you go.
drinking
All right.
champagne.
That's what I do in Nashville when I went there. I drank bourbon and smoked cigars.
Oh, there you go.
So, and I know you can relate to that, Allie.
I can relate to. Do you know what I have to? So we have a song called "Nicotine" on the new EP, and I keep trying to take these cool like smoking like videos in my backyard, and I throw up every time.
I get that.
And every time I post it, I'm like, kids, seriously, don't smoke. Like, it's not hot. Like, don't do this. I don't even know why
Gross.
I'm doing it. Like, but I do watch the video back, and I'm like, that's a cool son of a gun right there, dude. She looks cool.
So
But
before
don't do it, kids.
before I let you go here, my friend, what can we expect at the New Hope Winery?
Well, I want to be honest with you. Right now, I'm currently making like 25 keychains because I'm a big crafter.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
first off, who's not excited about buying those?
But wait a
Right.
second. I just have to say,
Right?
we have to meet because last year someone made me a Christmas ornament with my face in it. And,
Yes.
and everybody went nuts. So then we had a party at my house, and we all crafted them. And people bought them for $15.
No, I know they will. I'm selling these for 10. There couldn't be worth 3. I'm so excited.
I like this girl. I like this Allie.
Heck yeah. So again, we got
March
crafts
2nd.
we're gonna sell. We've got my band March 2nd. We've got Beverly. I sell my merchandise all night long, so I'll be out there with you guys all night long. I'd love to
Nice.
meet anyone who comes to the show, anyone who spends their money on a ticket. Please, please, please.
And doors
I'd
open
love to
at
shake your
5,
hand.
so you can come early. So
I'm putting you on
Yes.
the calendar
Yeah.
right now.
good.
Yes.
All right. So we can get tickets either, I think, via Deco Entertainment as well as on the New Hope Winery site
And we'll be sharing it on our
on
Facebook
our
page.
socials, right?
Yep.
How do we find you, Allie? What's your website and all that stuff?
My kind of the main launch landing pad, whatever, to kind of find us on everything would just be the website is alliecolleenmusic.com. I am most active on my Instagram. That's the one that I run myself. So if anyone ever needs to get a hold of me, that's kind of
Nice.
my social media that is my most personal. TikTok for the trends, Facebook Live for makeup, all that kind of stuff, you guys. We do a little different thing on everything. So check us out wherever you guys follow people on social media.
All right. Well, Allie, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you so
Rock
much.
on
It's been a
Radio.
joy.
Okay.
It's a pleasure to talk to you twice in the span of 8 hours. I will
I
definitely.
am a little more awake now.
Me too, Allie. Me too.
Yes.
So I will. I will do what I need to do to maybe make sure that March 2nd thing definitely happens for us, and we'll come see you.
Beautiful. I hope so. I would love for you to be there.
And hang out. So once again, March 2nd, New Hope Winery, over in New Hope, Pennsylvania. Allie Colleen with Southpaw. Thank you, Allie, so much.
Thank you so much. We'll see you guys soon.
All right.
Pleasure to
Rock
talk to you,
on.
Allie. Take care.
Night, guys.
See ya. In the short time we've known each other, I've grown to love her.
Yeah, I can see
Oh,
why.
I like her. I could
She's
tell already.
awesome.
I could tell already.
She's
Yeah,
awesome.
Deco Entertainment is going to be doing a series of shows at the New Hope Winery, which I believe the address is 6123 Lower York Road over in New Hope. It's actually just outside of New Hope.
It's right before
But,
Peddler's Village.
Yeah, it's not that far. I sent you.
I got it. I'm good.
Okay. We have Sharon Lasher in studio with us this evening.
Hey,
And,
everybody.
we're going to get back to what we were talking about, if I can remember what we were talking about. But during that conversation, Allie mentioned that she is going to about the song "Nicotine,"
Yes.
which is on this upcoming EP. And we're going to play that now.
Cool.
Because now I can't get the picture of her puking her guts up out of my. But here's Allie Colleen with her of her upcoming EP. Here's "Nicotine."
We can talk about the weather. You can tell me where you're from. If it makes you feel better. We both know what's going on. I'll make you think I think you're funny. And I'll touch your arm when I laugh. I'll be whatever you want me to be, as long as there's whiskey in my glass. And I'll press it to my lips, and I'll breathe you in, craving any kind of fix, anything but calling him. Oh, and just when I think I can get by, you're my nicotine in the nick of time. Please don't worry about my number. I probably wouldn't answer anyway. I've got all I'm needing. I'm sure you would agree. This is just a quick big flame. And I'll press you to my lips, and I'll breathe you in, craving any kind of fix, anything but calling him. Oh, and just when I think I can't get by, you're my nicotine in the nick of time. Ain't always healing. Right now, God, I'm needing a slow burn to get me through the night. So I'll press you to my lips, and I'll breathe you in, craving any kind of fix, anything we're calling him. Oh, and just when I think I can't get by, you're my nicotine in the nick of time. Oh, just when I think I can't get by, you're my nicotine in the nick of time.
You can fix that.
She must have got a pay cut. She's too poor to pay attention.
Oh, yeah. You think so?
Give that to Fernandez. Allie Colleen, once again, March 2nd at the New Hope Winery with deco artist Southpaw as the openers.
I just really enjoyed her song. This is the first time I've gotten a chance to listen to her. Beautiful voice. Really beautiful voice.
She, Claire's battling with the door over there. She was a lot of fun to talk to this morning, too, actually. And I look forward to that show. So you were talking about Lisa Sherman doing Bonnie Raitt and how you kind of put it off when she came out with it.
Yeah.
And while that song was airing, I was thinking back to, there was actually two things, Sharon, I was thinking. Number one is peanut butter patties are a heck of a lot smaller than they used to be, and the price is like $2 more a bag now. That's number one. Girl Scouts of America, take care of that, will you? Fix it.
Too late.
Yeah. And the second thing was, I remember seeing Lisa's Bonnie Raitt tribute back then, which was fantastic. Actually, she had such a great band.
Oh yeah.
Behind her, and when you put something like that together, now of course she's out there now doing Simon Taylor King,
Right,
Taylor
doing the
Simon
Three Troubadours.
King,
Yeah, what a terrific show.
which is another show I've seen.
Yeah.
And I simply adore Lisa Sherman. Her and Frankie have been so good to me
They're just good folks.
over the years.
They're just really good folks.
But
I love them.
a funny story about Lisa, I had done a YouTube show out of Monmouth Music in Red Bank. And Lisa agreed to be one of my first guests, which was so gracious of her, to help me get the show off the ground. And we had done a couple of shows without a hitch. The night she comes on, for whatever reason, YouTube lost the stream. We had audio, but no video. So Lisa and I told everybody throughout the program that we were doing it naked.
We think alike. I didn't say that.
So, but you're right. What she does is incredible. So, which brings me to what you do with this now, Bonnie Raitt, and we're going to hear a sample of it very shortly as soon as Claire returns from the phone booth, she'll be, oh, here she comes.
Well, I'll tell you, it's phenomenal when you talk about bands. So I've got PK Lavengood on guitar. He and I have been playing together for a long time.
And he is a smoking gun.
Oh, he's, you know what? He is one of the most talented guitar players in the country, without a doubt. You know, he tours with John Eddie, and he's just capable to anything. Slide. Listen, when we do duos together, it sounds like I have 4 people up there. He's looping. So he's got the acoustic on. He's got the bass line. He's got a harmony on the lead. And then he'll take his hands off. And that's what I say, look, Ma, no hands. And so, you know, PK right off the bat is incredibly respected. Paul of Rutan on bass. Paul's with Dead on Live and all these great other bands. He does a lot of the Dead bands, but he's the consummate musician. And our harmonies, we have 3 and 4 part harmonies. To me, that's about the most important part for me personally, is that everybody sings. So it's PK, Paul, Gary Oliar, who's got a resume longer than
We love Gary.
you know, Loggins and Messina and
the Weather Channel.
Yes, and
You know that, right? He used to write the music for the Weather Channel years ago.
Okay. Well, there's so many things. He did jingles in Nashville. Anything that you heard that was a track for karaoke, Gary made him. He's on the fiddle, he's on the guitar, he's on the banjo. Wow. He does everything. He does. But his voice and his harmonies. Yeah. And Joe Napolitano, Joe Knapp on pedal steel. Okay. And Jeff Levine on keys. Now, Jeff Levine toured with Joe Cocker for 10 years and produced one of his gold records with Hall and Oates, and his resume is outrageous. Right. And Lee Finkelstein on drums. Lee Finkelstein with the original Blues Brothers band. He's touring with the I can't remember the name of it, and I'm going to blow it. It's an Allman Brothers tribute band. But so each of these guys is lifelong pro, and Asbury Park is the mecca as far as I'm concerned. On the East Coast, you've got Philly, and you've got New York and Boston, and guess what? You've got Asbury Park, because all these great touring musicians are now in their 60s and 70s, and they're not on the road with these guys, but they're still these monster musicians, and I get to call them, and they say yes, and I get to play with them. Lasher and the Flashers had a million different guys come and go, but this. We're working this. We just had a beautiful 3-hour rehearsal today. And so now the first full show will be at the Supper Club, McClune Supper Club on March 20th, and I am thrilled. The tickets went on sale Thursday night at 9 o'clock, and there were 75 tickets sold by 5 o'clock the next afternoon. Yeah, that's awesome. So we're Good. Really doing great, selling it.
And we shared it out, so I shared the event out.
Thank you.
And provided that Dee Dee has the restraining order lifted, I might be able to go back to McClune.
Oh boy.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know. Well, you know what? Dee Dee and I are friends. Right? I'll see what I could do.
Yeah, you make sure you tell her.
I'll have a chat with Dee Dee.
Well, that's a Thursday night, right?
Yes. Thursday night. Doors open at 6, and the show starts at 7:30. Awesome. I was hoping to do a 1-hour set straight through, but it'll be McClune's program is taking an intermission and a break. I don't like intermissions because old farts like to leave. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
We're all
I wouldn't know.
Talking about my friends, I know.
Captive audience.
Yeah. Well, see, listen, when I have my champagne parties, I've learned I start at 5 o'clock for the early birds. Okay. Now we're still going at midnight, but I have people coming in waves, like the 5 to 7 o'clockers, and then they got to go home, and then the next crew comes in.
Oh, so you have different seatings?
Yes. Not on purpose. It's a come and go menagerie, but that's the way it is, because some people, when I started them at 7, people, they're like, oh, I got to be in bed at 8 o'clock. Oh my goodness.
Well, let's take a listen to
Yeah.
what Sharon is going to be doing for. Now you provided Claire with a whole bunch of music.
I did, and these are things that are on YouTube, so they may not be the highest quality. A couple
live.
of them,
They're live.
but there's some live performances and little Bonnie Raitt, little Linda Ronstadt for you.
Which one?
Which one would you like us to start with?
Why don't we start with Bonnie Raitt, "Love Me Like a Man"?
Oh, that's actually my friend Kevin said to me, "Have you ever heard it? Have you ever heard this song?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, that's Bonnie Raitt." He's
Some
like,
dirty blues, baby.
"Yeah, yep." So here's Sharon Lasher doing Bonnie Raitt's
"Love Me Like a Man."
Man, I've been saying, baby, got the souls up on the shelf. How can they love me when they can't even love themselves? Well, I need someone to love me, someone to understand. Oh yeah, believe me when I tell you, love me like a man. You know I've never seen such losers, darling. Don't think I haven't tried. Find a man to take me home instead of always for a ride. Honey, I know you can. Oh yes, I do. Don't put yourself above me. Love me like a man. Come on, tell 'em, boys. They want me to rock them like my back ain't got no bone. I want you to rock me like my backbone was your own. Honey, I know you can. Oh yeah, believe me when I tell you, love me like a man. Honey, when I come home sad and lonely, feel like I wanna cry. Need a man to hold me, not some fool that asks me why. Honey, I know, yeah. Oh yeah. Don't put yourself above me. Just love me like a man.
Sharon Lasher doing Bonnie Raitt. What's your website, Sharon? How do we get the tickets and everything you mentioned before? What's going on?
The tickets are at Ticket Bud. You can go to the website of Ticket Bud, or you can go directly to Tim McClune's Supper Club, and he has an event page, and it's right there on the event page.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Upstairs.
Yes, upstairs in the supper club. And like I said, if you know the setup there, there's the tables for 4 in the center, and then there's booths around the outside. They say they can hold 8. I'm going to tell you 6 is the max they can go into those booths, unless you're not going to move.
Well, they put the 2 on the outside sometimes too, so you get
Right.
the roll and then the outside
Yeah.
ones.
Claire and I actually got lucky at the Jersey Shore Jazz and Blues Foundation
Yeah.
Christmas party. We had a booth to ourselves.
Yeah. We don't don't know how that happened.
We have no idea how that happened. We didn't have to share it with
I
anybody.
would have joined you if I had noticed,
I
but
know.
I was, I don't know, I was on the other side.
That's right. We said hello when you
yeah,
came in.
I was,
yeah,
I was on the other side.
I didn't see our buddy Joe Grillo there.
I did. We did. He came over.
Was Joe there? Was he?
Yes, yes.
Did he?
I walked him over to you.
And I didn't drink that night.
No. That's even worse.
Oh, that's right. You did.
I
All right.
did.
Never mind, Sharon.
Well, listen, you know what? To be fair, though,
We're always there,
we go
so-
to so many
Yeah,
different things.
exactly.
And I don't know about you. I personally have no connection to the time-space continuum. So I never, I've never known. I've been late for everything in my entire life. But I feel like after COVID hit, everybody's like that. Hey, is today Tuesday? No, it's Friday. Like everybody is sort of in this nebulous where we don't really know
We're
exactly
ungrounded.
where we're at. Yeah. Lots of people say that. It's just been my life experience.
Yeah.
Well, so tell us about the process putting this together. Now, like you said, I know you've worked with PK.
Right.
I did a gig one time with him. I can't remember whether it was with Joe Weimer. I want to say it was with Laura Chrissy instead,
Oh,
years
boy.
back.
Wow. That's going
It's
back.
been
yeah.
way back, yeah.
Yeah.
But and I know PK is on her Joe's first disc,
Yeah.
Living with Scars. Mm-hmm. And I know that you know all these people, before this whole project and everything as well.
Well,
So-
Joe Weimer's been a flasher.
Yeah.
We've done some shows together. She's filled in for me when I was sick. I filled in for her when she was sick. We were in Nick Clemens' band together. That's probably where I first met her.
Okay.
About 2010, 11, something like that. We
right.
were in the Nick Clemens' band together. We did some harmonies together with him.
Oh, okay.
And she's terrific. She's so multi instrumentalist and
Yes.
she's terrific. But yeah, PK is the guy that plays with everybody. Honestly, PK and Gary both. They're
Right.
so talented that they are on everybody's hit list.
So how did you put this project together? I mean, I know you again that
Yeah.
you're already in
Well, I'll tell you what.
performing with these players, but were you at one of your champagne parties? You're like, I want to do some body rate.
Well, I've been saying it. Well, I do a lot of it anyway. We do some of a little everything. So there's Bonnie Raitt and Linda Ronstadt always in some of our sets, but I have been pitching this for quite a while now. I've been pitching it for several years, and part of it comes down to life and timing. The timing is right now. When I tried to put it together before, I couldn't get a commitment. For instance, I asked Arna Wendt, who's a good friend of mine, a terrific musician. He's not in the mood for this music or this project right now, so he doesn't want to do this. So this was part of it for these last few years of talking to people about it. When I first went to Jeff, this is great. So when I first went to Jeff Levine, I heard him at the Jazz and Blues Foundation. And I didn't know who he was, and I'm very naive about things. I just heard somebody that I liked. I don't know who he is. So I called him up, and I went to his studio, and I said, I really like what you do, and I'm putting this Bonnie Raitt show together, and would you like to be in the band with me? And he was very gracious. We had a nice chat. He gave me some advice and, discussed. But he never heard me sing. He didn't know who I was. And so he just said, thanks for coming. And that was that. Well, then fast forward a couple more years. And now I'm singing at the Jersey Shore Jazz and Blues Foundation. And he's there. And now he's heard me sing. So now I go back and I talk to him. And now it's a whole new story. Because he didn't know who I was, and I just was like, "Hey, you want to sing with me?" Because that's how I am. And so it took with Jeff. It took a few years because he didn't know who I was, and he had never heard me sing. And I kind of find that once people hear me sing, they're willing to, get involved.
to listen.
Yeah, and part of it also is, listen, as a drummer yourself and being in a band, there's lots of hats to wear, okay? I do everything. I do the booking, I make the posters, I hang the posters, I get them printed, I go shake hands and kiss babies. I do all of that. Not all musicians do that. bunch of musicians don't do any of that. They wouldn't work if they didn't have somebody like me with a big mouth going out there and getting it done.
Right.
So, there's lots of hats to wear. So that had a lot to do with being able to put it together. First of all, these guys have had to have the confidence in me that I can do this, because we're talking time, rehearsals. Time is money. And these guys have other projects going on. So I'm asking for dedication. I'm asking for commitment. Lasher and the Flashers has been so incredibly much fun. And we're performing, and it's always people coming and go. And I call it Lasher and the Flashers, but I book a date, and who can show up? Well, you can't show up. I got to call another guy. The beauty is I can go 4 deep with almost every instrument.
Right.
And get total pros. And I send them the set list, and they work it out, and we show up. Sometimes musicians, flashers, are meeting on stage. And this has happened many times. They've never met before, but they all put their time in, and we come in, and people are like, man, your band is great. And I'm like, yes, we are. And they just met right now, So I think it's the culmination of I put the time in, and I've earned my way. And during COVID, I produced 16 outdoor shows. Mark Ribbler, Sharon Lasher. That's all there was for live music during COVID.
Right.
And that was me putting up my own money and getting brave. Guess what? Let me add this to it. Getting brave. I'm in the middle of this incredible music scene. They all have pedigrees. And then there's me. I learned singing on my front porch with my neighbors, playing my guitar. That's how we learned harmony, listening to the radio. I don't read music. I don't write music. I have a really good ear. I'm a pretty good singer. And it's very intimidating to me that I'll be in the room with all these pros, and I can't say that it's a B flat. I could say, no, that's not it. No, yeah, that's the one. That's a B flat. Well, then play a B flat.
Right.
I can hear it. I know what it is. The good news for me is with Paul of Rutan and PK Levengood, they fill in those gaps for me. They understand that. They understand me. We communicate really well. Paul really is like to me, my musical director, because he and I have been together the longest. So he knows what I'm asking for, and he can share that information. But I have to tell you, that's a very intimidating thing for me. It gives me a lack of confidence when I can't communicate in a professional way with them, and that,
It's like speaking the language.
yeah,
in a way.
it is. It absolutely. And so it took me a long time to get to the point where I had the confidence to call these guys and say, would you play with me? I was like, I couldn't get a drummer. And I called these guys that I knew, and they said, well, call Joe Belia. I'm like, Joe Belia, he plays with the weaklings. I'm not calling. And they're like, just call him. He's a good guy. I literally had to okay, let me get ready. And what am I going to say? And I think he didn't pick up. But I was like, hi, Joe, it's Sharon Lasher. And, I'm talking like this, and I am trying to step into me, Danny. That's what I'm trying to do, because these guys listen to me. They're like, yeah, we're going to play with you. And lots of professionals, like when I went to songwriting camp this summer with Rodney Crowell and some other professionals, Taj Mahal, they're telling me, like, let's go. What are you doing? So I'm trying to get out of my own way and have the confidence to make these phone calls and to make these invitations. And so far, it's great. My band is terrific. Our rehearsal today was fantastic, and I am really thrilled. I'm thrilled.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Now, Joe Belia, I don't know if he still does it or not, but him and if his wife was in the band, or she was just like their not their manager, or I don't know. Anyway, Joe Belia used to have a band called Joe Belia and Thieves. And every time they would come down here and play Jersey, because they were from like Connecticut or something, Max Weinberg would always do the first set. So the last time I saw them at the Pony, Max was there, and he sat in and did the first set, and then Joe would take over from that point. But I'm assuming he's down here full time now if he's if they're telling you to call him. Yes? No?
I don't know where he lives, but his answer is yes. He's been at Flasher a whole bunch of times.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he's been
He's a nice guy, too.
very,
Joe.
very nice. Very nice. But, but that was my point. I'm just saying, like, to call these people. Mark Muller, I was like, oh, my God, I can't. How can I call these people? He played with Shania Twain for 10 years. And that's just one of, his many accomplishments. And but the answer is yes when I call. So, whee!
What did Wayne Gretzky say? You won't score on 100% of the shots you don't take?
That's the answer.
I mean, if you don't ask, the answer is always no.
Yeah, no, it's really true.
So, good for you.
But it is hard. Like I said, it's a little bit intimidating. I know I can sing, but there's a whole lot of other things. Like I said, all the hats of making the phone calls and shaking the hands and following through and negotiating for money. Nobody wants to pay us. And I'm like, do you see who these guys are? I want to pay them some. And that's another thing that's exciting about this for me. I have negotiated probably the best of anybody locally to make sure I pay my guys. Still, I'm not thrilled with the amount of money, but I've got it, and some food and some drink. Doing these shows now, this is taking it to a whole nother level. This is ticketed shows, and this now I'm going to be able to pay my men what they're worth, and that's really exciting to me. It's really exciting to me. For PK.
To them, too.
Yeah. Well, yes. Well, absolutely. But it's almost like I feel like I owe them that. They are so good, and they've done. And the other thing for me is, generally speaking, at the Jersey Shore, there's 50 songs that everybody's kind of covering. Well, I'm not. Okay, my song list, I make everybody work. They have to put the time in. Not only am I doing a lot of the women, but even the men's stuff that I'm doing, it's not, it's not those 40 songs that everybody is doing. People can still sing along, but I'm doing Warren Zevon and different stuff that is just not out there. So for me, that means the guys who come in to play with me, they've got to put a lot of time in. And I really appreciate that. I understand that they have to put in more time than if you called them and said, let's go and we're going to do a lot of Bruce and we're going to do American Girl and all that stuff. I don't do that. I'm not doing that. So I'm grateful. I'm incredibly grateful that I get to sing with all these amazing musicians. I call my mom all the time, and when I take her out, I'm like, Ma, listen to this. Do you know who do you see little Steven up on the stage there, with Bruce? Well, his guitar player, that's me singing with him. I took my mom to see Mark Ribbler last month, and I got up and sang with him, and my mom gets to see me, and I'm like, yeah, like, connect all the dots, Ma. This is what I'm telling you. Like, I am so lucky.
That's great.
Yeah, that's kind of funny because this coming Thursday, I'm going to be, when I get back from Florida early in the morning, and then that afternoon I'm driving down to Doug Deep Productions to hang out with
Jack Daly.
With Jack Daly
Yeah.
and Mark Swirsky.
Nice.
And
so with Helen? Helen O'Shea?
No.
not this
No.
time.
No.
Well,
When you say her
If
name,
you say her name
she
3
shows
times,
up.
she'll show up. She's like Beetlejuice.
well, I'm on her new CD.
I know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And Joe Weimer, too.
I know. Actually, that is my favorite cut, and I'm told, and I actually have a very advanced copy of
Oh,
that.
boy, I haven't heard it yet.
Helen doesn't even know I have it.
Oh.
Now
So,
she does.
but and that is actually my favorite cut because it's you, Helen, Weimer. I think Fiona is on it as well,
And Dawn Lorenz.
and yes,
Yeah.
so and it is a really good tune, and
you know what? It's a great song.
it is
A great song.
And in all honesty, Helen O'Shea knows that I love her. to death.
Oh, of course.
But well, let's let your mom hear you doing something else here. What else would you like us to play?
How about Poor Pitiful Me? That's another one we recorded. what do they call that? Brady Bunch style when during COVID, Lance Highland Stark, that sexy beast, laid down a drum beat, and then he sent it to PK, and PK did the guitar. Then they sent it to me, and I sang it at home, and we all did our part, and then Lance put it all together in a wonderful video. This version, I'm sorry, doesn't have the harmonies on it. I can't find that one. But so this is just me singing straight, but we have 4-part harmony on this song in the show.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
If you're just tuning in, this is Rock On Radio. My guest is Sharon Lasher.
And this is Poor, Poor, Pitiful Me.
When I lay my head on the railroad track, waiting on the double E, but the train don't run by here no more. Oh, poor pitiful me. Whoa, poor pitiful me. Oh, poor pitiful me. Well, these arms won't let me be. Lord, have mercy on me. Woe is me. Well, I met a man out in Hollywood. I ain't naming names, but he really worked me over good, just like Jesse James. Yes, he really worked me over good. He was a credit to his gender. Put me through some changes, Lord, sort of like a wearing blender. Whoa, poor pitiful me. Oh, poor pitiful me. Whoa, these arms won't let me be. Lord, have mercy on me. Whoa, well, I met a boy in the Rio Grande, down in Oklahoma. He picked me up and he threw me down. He said, "Please don't hurt me, mama." Whoa, poor pitiful me. Oh, poor pitiful me. Well, these arms won't let me be. Lord, have mercy on me. Woe is me. Poor me. Poor pitiful me. Poor me.
Sharon Lasher with her band. How'd you like doing that? Did you like doing that over online or?
It was the beginning of sanity. I live alone, and my parents at the time were 88, and my oldest brother lives with them. So I was taking care. So this was serious business that I could not get sick, and we were doing all the protocol, like everything they
I
said.
met you for toilet paper.
That's right.
I had toilet paper and you
was like,
didn't.
"Please."
We met and you were like, put it in the back. And I was like, all right. We did
Yeah.
it in a neutral place. It was great.
Yeah, so it was, it was stressful and hairy. So to be able to do that, at least it gave me a project, right? It gave us something to work on. So that was great. But I was alone singing into a microphone in my living room, and then just sending it. But at least it was a connection. It was musical, gave us something to do. But that lasted a short time. So that's what happened, why I started producing the outdoor shows. I rented space, the Elks Club. It's actually in Neptune, but it's called Wall Asbury, or I don't know. It's crazy, Asbury Wall, but it's in Neptune. But so I rented the space that had a big, huge outdoor area. So I rented that, and I did, live videos saying, look, there's plenty of space, and we'll make this for masks over here, because I have friends that are compromised, and they would not come out unless they were being able to wear a mask, and they didn't want to be where anybody was going to hassle them. So it worked out great. I made some money on some, I lost some money on some, but this is where I built my reputation, because I guaranteed money, and everybody got paid no matter what. And also, I had all the young bands in Asbury that had nothing, like they needed to play. So Alexander Simone opened for me. Connor Bracken opened for me. I can't think of some of the other names, but so I just had these kids come so that they could have something to do too, and give us something to do. And then we were also, like Mark Ribbler, we were outside at McCann's, the one that's out on Allaire Road.
Right.
And my last show there was December 13th. We played, it was 42 degrees, and we're outside playing. Mark played right through the winter. In February, it snowed, so they dug out the section on the grass so that the band could stand on the grass, and all of us were out there standing in the snow. So that was for my sanity, because being alone, and then just taking care of my parents and not being able to do anything else, it was nutso. So to answer long story to your question, I absolutely love doing it because it gave me something to do. But no, I don't want to be alone. I want to be, that's the whole point about being in a band.
Right.
I used to, before I got into the band, I would go to 55 and overs with tracks and just sing by myself to tracks and make good money and have nobody to fuss with. I don't want to do that. It's boring. It's fine. It's a nice little money maker, but no, what music is to me is sharing. What music is, what we do on stage, you've seen us. We have fun. We are good, and we love it, and we like each other, which is really, real. I think that's I think that the audience sees that.
That comes through,
The audience knows if that's what some people always say to us. You and PK, man, you really, and it's absolutely true. And it's conversely true that when things aren't really going well, if somebody steps into the band and there's not really that great energy, everybody feels that. So I think that's a huge part of my success and our success, is that I got really cool guys, and we have a lot of fun. And there's been a couple of times that very talented musicians have stepped in, but the vibe and the energy wasn't right together, so I don't ask them back. Or I'll ask them when I create a different grouping, so that
To see how they
that can work, because sometimes it just doesn't. Sometimes styles just don't groove, no matter how good people are.
Right.
And that's part of it. That's another hat to wear. Being the playground
The ringleader.
supervisor.
Yeah. Play nice in the sandbox.
That's it. But I really, honestly, with the guys that I have, I don't have. Everybody's cool. There's no stepping on each other. There's no fussing. It's a brotherhood.
Human nature. Now, I'm going to take you way back for a minute to my
How
youth,
far back? Turn of the century?
to when I was 15,
Back.
16
Way
years old,
back.
back before the Civil War.
Did they have electricity back then?
No.
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 Just
That's why I got all. That's why I have all these. Dee Dee's actually a time traveler. I brought her with me to make candles for me. Before I get into that, I was telling when you stepped away for a moment, I was telling Sharon about when I did the YouTube show in Red Bank, how the show where Lisa Sherman came on, we had no video. We only had audio
that's
for
right,
YouTube.
naked radio.
And it was, like Cheeto, same thing. It was naked radio. And as we sit here, you notice Sharon just keeps getting more naked as the show goes on.
I took mine off.
It's
too.
getting hot in here.
She came
So
in here
take
with
off all your clothes.
wearing 6 layers. She's down to 2.
And I'm gonna put my hair up.
That's a lot of hair. So, but way back in the day, so to speak, my very first band. Okay, I'm just going to come right out and say it. Musically, we weren't that good. All right, we weren't bad, but we weren't that good.
You were a garage band.
Right.
You're young.
And we were young. We were all teenagers. That was the first band I ever went in a recording studio with. That was the first band I ever heard myself on the radio with. That was the first band that I experienced things that could be very easily inflate a young man's ego, so to speak. And although we weren't that good musically, we had personality. And when you can go on and when you see a band that's got personality, and you can tell when they make a mistake here or there, they're not this finely tuned, polished machine, but yet they got this great personality. Human nature is to gravitate towards those
Absolutely
kind
true.
of people.
It's attractive.
Absolutely true.
It's attractive.
Right.
Well, we all want to have fun.
Yeah.
Y'all want to have fun. And listen, there's lots of great musicians who just stand there like this.
Yep.
And there's no connection to the audience. And that's why, as I'm saying, people tell me this all the time. They have so much fun when they come to hear us. Because if we hit a clam or something, we just talk about it. It's not, I throw PK under the bus sometimes, But that people dig that. It's part of the fun. And
I do that all the time.
I noticed.
Only on air. I
But
don't do
now,
it off air.
and to her point, we get the same. Claire and I get the same thing when it comes to this radio show.
People can hear it.
People have compared us to Robin Quivers and Howard Stern because of the interaction.
They compare me to Robin Quivers. They don't compare you to Howard Stern. You don't have the hair for it.
Fair thing. But because of the interaction, and anybody who's listening or anybody who knows us, they know it's not fake. This isn't just something we put on the air. I pick her up from her job on the way here, and she busts my chops in the car as well as here on the way home.
I was gonna say, this is really
Yes,
only
you
for
do.
on the
Yes, you do.
Well,
Helen
not as
O'Shea,
bad.
who we spoke of earlier, told her she had to come to a benefit I was emceeing because I needed a quote-unquote handler because I couldn't be trusted.
Well, Helen knows you.
This is true. She didn't want me going to the bar before the event started.
5
And
minutes before it started.
5 minutes before it
Guess who
started,
was
she grabs me
grabbing
by
him?
the arm. Let's go. I need a shot of Jemison. So, and that's Helen, not her.
Yeah, no.
But so personality goes a long way, especially when you're an entertainer. So,
Well, I'm a goof and I enjoy it. I love it. I love being out there. I love talking with the people. It's
well, and
it's
we
a lot
have
of fun.
Well, and I tell her all the time. I contend that I probably would have retired from this show after the 10th anniversary party if it wasn't for her, because she talks me off the ledge every now and then. People don't look at it as just my radio show anymore. If I mention something, okay, I'll reach out to Claire. Okay, then, let her. I mean, but I trust her to make those decisions, and there's an amount of trust that has to be in your musicians as well.
Of course.
So it's all give and take. So let's do some more music.
Yeah, definitely.
all right. Pick another Bonnie Raitt. What you got over there?
Silver Threads is your other one. I Can't Make You Love Me.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one. I Can't Make You Love Me.
Alrighty. Let's go with this one. And this is a live.
This is live from. This is my 7-piece Lasher and the Flashers with Tommy LaBella and
Say no more.
Tommy
man.
LaBella
I love
on
that guy.
right.
I
Tommy
love that
LaBella
guy.
on saxophone, Tommy Mears on trombone, and who was on trumpet? Dan Hutchins, is that his name? I'm gonna blow it.
That doesn't sound familiar to me.
No, it wasn't
trumpet,
John
you
Martin.
have trombone Mears, Toe LaBella, Arn Wendt on keys, Lance Highland Stark on drums and vocals, Paul
Of Rutan.
on bass, and Lavin Good. There was not.
Yeah.
No
Is it-
trumpet.
Oh, okay.
Just trombone.
All right. Okay, and this
Yep.
one, yeah.
Well, and it's really
That's what I'm saying. It's every grouping is different.
different.
It depends. Listen, it depends on how much I can negotiate.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't ask. What I don't. I say, what's your budget? I say, because once you tell me your budget, I'll go. Well, that'll get you 2, or that'll get you 3.
Yeah.
That's again another hat
Excellent.
to wear. The negotiating. It's really hard.
I know.
Yeah.
Sharon Lasher is here with us in studio. She has a show. What is this show called?
It's called Rate Ronstadt Retrospective.
And you are at McClune Supper Club.
March 20th. Thursday, March 20th. Doors at 6 and the show's at 7:30 with my fantastic band.
And here is Sharon doing Bonnie Raitt's version of
I Can't Make You Love Me.
Hold me close, don't break tonight.
There you go. Other than the camaraderie, which we've discussed at length this evening, what's your favorite part about doing this? Is it bringing the music that you enjoy to life? Is it you enjoy paying an homage to these two ladies of rock and roll, or?
Well, you know what? It's certainly the combination of all that. I've been dying to put to. I've covered these ladies, in all of the things that I do to some degree, but I have been absolutely dying to get Bonnie Raitt out there. But regardless of what it is that I'm singing or which group I'm with, whether it's just me and PK or me being PK and Paul, whether it's four of us, whether it's a duo, trio, 4-0, 5-0, whatever, 7-piece when I can negotiate that. It really is the amalgam. It's the beauty that we make together. It's the beauty that we make together. It's exciting. It's thrilling to me, actually. It's utterly thrilling to me when I'm on stage with these guys and everything is flowing. Everybody's doing their thing. It's as high as I could get. That's getting high without drugs. It's as good. It's as good of a feeling as you could have, as far as I'm concerned, when it all comes together. Everybody's doing their thing, and it's just elevated. It's almost as good as sex.
I remember. Whoa. No. And speaking of, and as she put her clothes back on, I notice one of the things. Gosh, I guess I've known Richie Shalanda now for probably 15 years, maybe 14.
And I was on a show with
13,
him one time when I was
years.
with you. Yeah.
Right. And I remember Richie saying during the heyday of Nectar, and they're back together now on the 50th anniversary tour, but during the heyday of Nectar, I remember him and I did a gig together at this place in Hamilton Township. And I remember him saying to me afterwards, he says, it's beyond me why people want to do drugs. He said, because the high you can get off of the music and the audience. I said, well, Nectar has played stadiums as part of it, He said, I said, what is that like, looking out at a crowd so big, so huge? He said, when you do your gigs on the boardwalk at Asbury Park, yeah, he said, when you look out at the ocean and you can see the waves start to form until they come in and crash on the beach. It's like, yeah, he goes, that's what it's like. You can't see faces. You can't see, past the first couple of rows. He said, but you got this huge
energy.
This wave of people that just keeps coming at you. And when you hear that applause at the end of the show, he said, there's no greater feeling on the planet.
I'm telling you, at the Wonder Bar, like I said, I was expecting hardly anybody to be there. It was 1 o'clock in the afternoon, right? Packed to the gills, and the crowd was so into it. If you listen back to the videos, they're singing along and they're cheering when it's over. I mean, I'm accustomed to, a good response, but I was not prepared for the place to be packed, and I was absolutely beyond thrilled that the whole crowd was into it. And that's what I'm saying. When that all comes together, that takes you to the fourth dimension. When they're not just drinking and chatting and clapping at the end, because they kind of, they hear it, they're listening. But they were engaged and listening and the whole time. That's nirvana. It's spectacular.
And you mentioned earlier about Italy and Sweden or whatever.
Yeah.
When I went to the Berkeley oceanfront and I interviewed Taylor Davis.
Oh, right.
On Saturday of Light of Day. When I pulled up and parked out front, I could see Taylor, and he was talking to this couple. And as I got up there, they had very heavy Swedish accents. They come from Sweden to Asbury Park every year for the Light of Day. and just
it's
spend
isn't it amazing?
the week going around and listening to the
Yep.
music and everything.
Yep.
They had tickets. She said I heard her say they had tickets that day for Friday. They had tickets for Bobby Mahoney at the Wonder Bar, I think he was at.
Yep.
And then they went to the hotel for the post the after party.
After party, yep.
And then the next day they had tickets for the Stone Pony and for the I think not the Watermark, maybe the
Yeah, probably Watermark because
yeah.
that was one of the places for singer songwriter.
So they hang around there, and so now you have an international flavor,
Yeah.
which is kind of neat. Or any of those
Yes, very
within the
short.
time frame?
Silver thread.
Sure.
Silver threads.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We'll
And
just
this
do
is
that. That's
this
only
is
2 minutes, so-
Silver Threads.
and
Go ahead.
golden needles.
Yeah, this is an early one from Linda Ronstadt. Silver Threads
One
and
of my
Golden
favorites.
Needles.
All right. Well, let's get to that, and then we'll come back and wrap it up.
That's great.
Sharon Lasher. Again, websites. Your website. How do we find you?
You know, I don't have a
social media. What's the best
Social
way?
media. I don't have a website yet. We're working on that. But Sharon Lasher on Facebook. Sharon Lasher Sings on YouTube and Instagram. And we're working on the website. And come and see me in Asbury Park. I live on Fifth Avenue. I'm going to be gardening. I'm riding my trike around town. You'll find me. I'm the girl with the three-wheeled Schwinn with the flowers in the back. That'll be me riding all over town in Asbury Park.
Don't forget, we have to get a Allie Colleen for a champagne party.
Absolutely.
sooner or later.
That's
Right.
right.
That's right.
Teach her some Jersey Girl stuff.
That's right. March 2nd.
That's it.
I would like to just send a thank you out to Allie for giving
Yes.
me her time freely today. She's I believe she's in Nashville still, where she's got 2 shows coming up at the end of the month, and then over to New Hope for the Deco Entertainment
That's right.
New Hope Winery show on March 2nd. And you are March
20th, Thursday, March 20th. Doors are open at 6. Shows at 7:30 at Tim McClune's Supper Club on the boardwalk in Asbury Park. Tickets are on sale now, and they are going fast. Come on, get your tickets.
Woo! Go to our Facebook page. We did share it out so they can get the link from that.
Oh, wonderful. So you can get the link on my page. You can get the link here in Rock On Radio, and you can go right to Tim McClune's or Ticket. What did I say? Ticket Bud. Ticket Bud.
You know, honestly, I don't know Tim McClune. I mean, other than I've never really had a conversation with him.
I've gotten to know him very well recently. He's a good man.
And that's my whole point. Tim allows people such as you, Lisa Sherman, and Mark Ribbler. He lets people use that. Well, he doesn't let. I mean, I'm sure there's ticket sales and money involved, but he keeps his door open to the locals from Asbury Park.
Yep.
And that's really cool.
Well, and then also Holiday Express. I got involved a couple of years ago with Holiday Express, which is something he started 33 years ago. And we just go to special needs places, schools and hospitals.
Schools, hospitals, nursing homes.
Right, 100 shows from November to December.
Right.
100 shows. We get on buses, and it's all volunteers. All these great musicians we're talking about, we all volunteer our time, and we go sing for from children's to
Seniors.
adult homes.
Yeah.
Yes, people in need. And Tim, I didn't know Tim, so sometimes you think maybe this not really an altruistic thing, trying to get. No, let me tell you what. Tim did 45 of those shows himself, playing the keys and himself. He is incredibly dedicated, and I admire him very much.
All right.
I really do.
Well, I got to wrap it up, Sharon.
All right.
Producer Claire gave me the closed fist, which means one of two things. Either she's going to hit me, yes, or time is up.
You're done. Depends which way it goes.
True. And I'm not close enough yet, actually. So thank you so much for making the trip.
I'm glad to be here.
And I hope it goes well.
Oh, I know it will. We're selling it out.
No
Folks,
doubt.
you better get your tickets soon because we're selling out this show, just like the Wonder Bar. And they sent some of my friends away. I don't want them to send you away.
There
Get
you
your
go.
ticket now. Get your ticket.
All right. Next week, we have somewhat of a Franken show. We have Judy Collins, my interview with Judy Collins, my interview with Sean Chambers, and my interview that I did today earlier with Allie Colleen. So make sure you guys tune in next Sunday as well.
Absolutely.
Sharon, thank you again so much.
Thank you, Dan, and thank you, Claire.
Always a pleasure to hang out with
Yes.
you, my friend. You know that. And until next week.
Rock on!